Hey, what's going on, guys? Aaron here. So, we got some big news today. US lawmakers are going to be talking to Michael Saylor and Tom Lee to get more Bitcoin, enabling budget neutral ways to buy Bitcoin. So, I want to cover this story. I also want to go through this video that came out yesterday. Tom Lee saying that AI still has a while, also talking about crypto's place in the next couple months and years as well. Right here, if you were a victim of Voyager, Steve Ehrlich is going to be paying $750K to customers, so that is cool there. And then we're seeing some big announcements from Brian Armstrong and Base. So what's going on is that Base, which is their own network, they are going to be coming out with their own token. So the first thing that came to mind is like, all right, is it going to be like Uniswap? Is it going to be like another one of these decentralized exchange tokens, right? Essentially, Jesse Pollock right here in this video, he has no clue what it's going to look like, and he's actually taken feedback from a lot of people. And finally, really quick, we got the Winklevoss brothers from Gemini and Coinbase committing $100 million to back pro-Bitcoin and crypto candidates. And this came out on the 15th. So they're putting their money where their mouth is. $100 million to back pro-innovation and pro-crypto candidates. They want transparent and predictable rules for digital assets, which makes sense. They want to make sure America can stay competitive, and they want to prevent talent and entrepreneurs from leaving the US to go somewhere else where there's more clarity, or at least there isn't as much prosecution. Now, a lot of that ended when Trump took office, right? I mean, it was crazy the last couple of years. Everyone was getting a Wells notice. It was just a crazy time. So let's go ahead and go into this video.
Because this is still mid-cycle for the bull market as well. Yeah, I mean, I think some parts are later cycle, like part of the Mag 7 trade, but I do think AI still has many years to just propel earnings surprise.
So he thinks AI still has a long time to go, right? And I would agree. I think that there could be some sort of reset short term, but I think that AI is not going anywhere. So that's for sure.
Innovation and economic growth. So I don't think it's late. Like it's too late. It's not too late to buy the Mag 7. But I think the next leg of this is really the Fed cutting. Helps the ISM get back above 50.
So this is the update of what he's saying so far. Stocks should strengthen with Fed cuts. Yep. Business confidence should recover.
I think it's really important for CEOs to be confident the Fed is cutting, because we know the labor market has slowed, maybe even wobbling, and that's because businesses are cautious, and the ISM reflects it. It's been 31 months below 50. The Fed can actually re-inject confidence by saying we're back into an easing cycle. That helps businesses get confident and expand again. So there's a lot of legs to this if the Fed cuts, and I think it's real. It'll be a real improvement in liquidity.
Yeah, so most likely the Fed's going to cut, right? Probably 3 25 basis point cuts this year, possibly a 50 or 2. We will see what happens. We'll actually know very, very soon. And Tom is right. You know, business leaders and CEOs knowing that the Fed is going to cut, it helps businesses to feel more confident to innovate, possibly to take on debt, especially if debt becomes cheaper.
Through those, if you had to put a top 3 together about where you think the most activity or juice could come from if the Fed were to embark on this path, I think of maybe home builders. I think of other parts of the market, maybe technology based on valuations. But in your mind, what are the places that are going to reap the most benefit from that?
Yeah, so I'm looking at September 98 and September 2024 as the playbook.
So he's looking at September 1998 and just a year ago, September 2024.
Because those are both years where the Fed was on extended pause and they cut in September. The number one trade is NASDAQ 100. So I think that's why the Mag 7 and the AI trade gets a lot of liftoff. The second is monetary liquidity sensitivity, global central banks easing. That's Bitcoin and Ethereum, and seasonally strong. I think they could make a monster move in the next 3 months.
So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the NASDAQ 100, those are going to be his predictions moving forward.
Huge. And the third, of course, is interest rate sensitives. That's really small caps and financials, but really the first two might be the standout trades. Bitcoin is particularly monetary policy liquidity sensitive. Ethereum has elements of being sensitive to liquidity, but it's also part of this AI moving onto the blockchain and Wall Street moving onto the blockchain and that whole stablecoin ChatGPT moment for crypto. So Ethereum, I think, trades almost like 1971 Wall Street, which was the dollar went off the gold standard, a lot of innovation. Ethereum essentially is a growth protocol.
Yeah, so he mentions that Bitcoin is very sensitive to liquidity, which I've been talking about for a very long time, and that Ethereum is more like an AI network play. So both are going to be helped by rate cuts, but it's interesting how he differentiates the two of those, Bitcoin and then Ethereum. So finally, right here, speaking of Tom Lee, he is going to be talking, he and Saylor are going to be talking to lawmakers, I believe this coming Tuesday. So possibly today when you are watching this. So US lawmakers are set to meet with 18 crypto industry execs, including Saylor, on Tuesday to discuss how Congress can move forward with Trump's strategic Bitcoin reserve. Also, Tom Lee, who I just showed, he will be there. And also we have Fred Thiel, the Mara CEO as well. And I'm happy to see this because it's been a while since Cynthia Lummis said that the government should acquire 1 million Bitcoin, right? So she made that proclamation a while ago. So I'm happy to see that they were getting back in here. The purchases would be funded through the Federal Reserve and Department of Treasury, with Trump's executive order stating that it must be financed through budget-neutral strategies. So these are two ideas that have been floating around: the reevaluation of the Treasury's gold certificates and also any revenue they're getting from tariffs. So that's basically it for the video. Just wanted to make this for you guys, let you guys know what's going on. This is going to be a big week with interest rates. So again, expect volatility. But like I showed in the video a day or two ago, every single time the Fed has begun cutting rates, when the S&P was within 2% of the all-time high, 1 year after they began cutting rates, the S&P was up a lot. So the stock market, the US stock market, was a lot higher. We're seeing this month, September, about 0.5% away from the best September ever for Bitcoin. Literally, this is the best September so far. If we keep going up and if we don't go down that much more, this could be the best September. So it's pretty interesting what's going to happen, guys. I'll keep you guys posted, though. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Until next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.